The big news, obviously, it was out of South Africa. Cyril Ramaphosa finally fulfilled his political destiny, says the Financial Times. For 20 years, Cyril Ramaphosa has been the nearly man of South African politics, a protege of Nelson Mandela who wanted Mr. Ramaphosa to succeed him. He has a calculating streak within him, says Makabesi Dechana, Associate Professor of Political Science at Johannesburg University, referring to the political savvy he showed as apartheid was crumbling in the early 1990s. The National Party were in awe of his negotiating skills. He says he pushed them to concede things they never thought they would concede. Thabo Mbeki, an academic and younger brother of Thabo Mbeki, president after Mandela, says Cyril was the person who wrote the Black Economic Empowerment Law in South Africa, which my brother then adopted when he was president. Black economic empowerment is the main driver of corruption in this country. He wrote the law that created this mayhem of corruption under the cloak of black advancement, he says. Which is an interesting perspective. I like this photograph by Siboko S. of Reuters capturing the exact moment when Cyril Ramaphosa was declared the winner of the ANC presidential race. Here again, SABC News Online said Ramaphosa is the new ANC president. My piece over the weekend was hoping for such an outcome, and I asked South Africa, will it be 1994 all over again? He's obviously seen as market friendly and has said we will wash the ANC clean. I tweeted him and said the market is backing you big. This is the signal in the noise. South African Rand ranked 4% higher ahead of the ANC leadership election results. Best day in 2 years. This is from Reuters, Jamie. Going back to the article that I wrote, I said if Ramaphosa succeeds in wrestling the leadership of the ANC, South African asset prices will enter the sweetest of sweet spots. Global investors will surely buy the rand by the bucket load, and we could see a further meaningful rally in the order of 10% towards 12 versus the dollar. Stock market, which hit a record high a few weeks ago, largely on the back of Nasper's stake in Tencent. Nasper's has a 33% stake in Tencent, which is valued at $158 billion. I said the stock exchange will soar as the banks particularly are re-rated bigly. Mr. Ramaphosa could well be the ignition for returning South Africa Inc. back to that incredible moment full of promise. I said Dlamini Zuma won't, that's the binary outcome. In my article I said President Zuma has laughed in the face of his adversaries like a political sorcerer, and shrugged off all sorts of scandal. Look at this from Nicolaus Bauer. The moment Zuma hears Ramaphosa is the new president. Having studied Paul Ekman, his face and its micro-expressions give absolutely everything away. Have a look at that. President Zuma, in my opinion, was surely the progenitor of this new 21st century linguistic warfare, turning words on their head and cloaking oneself in the language of the righteous. Donald Trump is another.